Hello and welcome to week 3 of EDUC 407. I'm hoping that you are watching this maybe during the 3-day weekend, maybe not, but hopefully you're enjoying yourself. Again, make sure you're finishing up on the week 2 assignments, but let's get started on to week 3. I know I may have discussed this in class, but I want to make sure to take the time so you have this available to you whenever you need it. So for our week 3 assignments, we have 5 assignments that we got to do. 3 of them are going to be kind of related to each other, and I'll show you what that looks like in just a little bit. First one is watching some more ISTE videos. Again, getting to really familiarize yourself with ISTE. Then there's some stuff on what we call common sense media, and then something on Pear Deck about being internet awesome. Pear Deck is a little pet of mine that I really enjoy, that I've helped institute in my district. Definitely something that if you're planning on using it, definitely can be very, very valuable. You'll notice that these 3 right here where it says the submissions for these will be placed on the Padlet link. Okay, and I'll show you what a Padlet is in just a sec, but just letting you know, there'll be a specific place where you put that in, and then I'll take care of the grading for it. So there's not really anything you have to submit except onto this link. Then you have 2 other things to do this week. And I encourage you to get started on it early, only because, it does take a little bit of time. The 4th part that you're going to do this week is the digital citizenship policy. This is one situation where you are going to have group work. Okay. So what you will do is you will talk to each other on the discussion boards. You're not being graded on the discussion boards, but you're talking with each other, setting up how you're going to do it, and kind of getting things all figured out. I do recommend creating maybe a Google Docs where you could share it with each other, so that way you guys can all see what everybody's contributing to it, and that way you can discuss it on the discussion board post, so that way you can get it done before the end of the week. The last thing you have to do is what is called a copyright commercial. And you're actually making a 30 to 60 second commercial. Same way that you used to screencastify, I recommend just doing it this way as well. You're going to talk about one piece of copyright law that could be affected for educators. And you're just making something to really kind of highlight what it is. So I'll kind of go into that in a little bit more detail as we go through this. But let's look at what it looks like on Brightspace. Now, again, I'm going to show you pretty much from the instructor's point of view. Obviously, as a student, it might look a little bit different, or you might not be able to see it yet. But make sure that if you have any problems, you let me know. So let's look at what week 3 looks like. So week 3, digital citizen and educator citizen is what we're looking at. This will be the spot where you will see the video, this video that I'm making right now, so it'll be there and posted by Saturday. I do like to open it up on Saturdays, so that way you have a chance, a couple extra days to work on things, especially if you get all the stuff from the previous week done. You might want to look ahead, as knowing people are busy. I know I'm busy between teaching this class, teaching a BC class, teaching my regular classes, got kids and families and everything like that. Anything you can do to get ahead, I want to help you out with that. So, first thing is submitting for assignments 10 through 12. These are those 3 assignments that are going to go on Padlet. So you'll notice here, what you're going to do is you're going to go to this link right here. Okay, make sure you can open it. If you can't open it, let me know. I've been able to open it, but I know I created it, so if you run into any issues, make sure you let me know. But what you're going to do is you're going to go to this Padlet, and you're going to submit everything from the resources for numbers 10 through 12 onto that Padlet. You're not submitting anything to Brightspace. You don't have to turn anything in there. You're just putting it into that Padlet, and what I am going to do is I am going to look at it and give you your grade for it. Okay? So the first thing is the ISTE videos. So you have a number of videos here, Digital Citizen 2A, 2B, 2C, 2D. What I want you to do is watch all of these videos. You probably want to take notes. Make sure you understand everything that's listed there. And then what you're going to do is you'll go to the Padlet and you will be answering something specific. And I'll show you what that is in a second. Then what you want to do is go to the Common Sense Media Digital Citizenship Resources and click on the link. It should take you to the website right away. And what you're posting is a response to this question on the Padlet. How could you use these resources with students? Now, obviously, if you are a elementary school teacher, you might only use some of the resources. High school, you might use more. Middle school, somewhere in between. What you use, think about if you were in the classroom, how could you use it? And the last one right here, number 12, Pear Deck Be Internet Awesome. Make sure you go to the link, go to the site and click on Why Pear Deck, and it'll give you some information on it. Read and click through some of the information regarding this product, and then post on Padlet an answer to this question. How is the interactivity of these lessons helpful? One of the things is, I love Pear Deck. I was one of the first to implement it in my school district. I still train for it, so anybody that asks me can get some help with it. I actually did one of my master's degree thesis on Pear Deck and how it can be used, and that kind of led me to my doctorate with regards to formative assessment. Okay, so these three, in terms of the Pear Deck, Common Sense Media, and the ISTE videos, will be at this link in Padlet. So what that looks like, let me show you. Padlet is a way for you to give ideas, kind of like a bulletin board, and you can do it in real time. A lot of districts, what they do is in trainings, they have a Padlet link so they can see how everybody puts things in. I know we've used it with students so we can see ideas right away. But basically, for the first one, for the ISTE videos, you're going to summarize in a paragraph, and what you'll do is you'll click on this plus. Okay, this plus will be you add a post to that section. Summarize in a paragraph what you've learned. Make sure you write your paragraph. Make sure you put your name on it so I know whose it is. Otherwise, it does not put the name. So please make sure you put your name on everything you post. Then the Common Sense Media, how could you use those resources with your students? Make sure you click on that and post it. Again, put your name on it. And the last one, Pear Deck Be Internet Awesome. Click on this, post it, put your name on it. And once you've done that, and you'll start seeing people putting posts there, and it's going to get longer. That's all right. You can look at what people have posted to kind of get ideas. It's a great way for brainstorming, really seeing what people are thinking. Again, something that can be very powerful in your classroom if you choose to use it. But once you put it there, you're done with those 3 assignments. Okay, so make sure you get those done. Coming back here, we are back now on the main page. The fourth assignment, the digital citizenship policy, is something that you'll have to do. So what I'll do is I'll show you what your groups are in just a little bit. I'll also show you during our class time so that way you can plan ahead. Basically, one person starts the post on the discussion board. You guys reply to the people that are part of your project. Yes, you will be able to see other discussions. You're more than welcome to look at it to get some ideas. But again, try not to respond to anybody from another group because then everything gets a little wonky. Discuss and plan a digital citizenship policy. And then you can work as a policy as a group. You can set up a time where you guys can meet and work online. You can divide the sections to complete individually and then put it all together. So that has to be done before Sunday, I believe the 8th of September. So what you're doing is, based upon your knowledge from the articles on digital citizenship, you want to create a digital citizenship policy for a school. This could be for an elementary, junior high, or high school. You should have action items that for students, teachers, and parents. And the reason why I say students, teachers, and parents is that if we're asking students to do something, teachers need to model it, and then we want parents to model it. And that's very important. So usually around 5 to 7 rules that teachers will do this, students will do this, parents will do this. We talk about what kind of discipline would you give if they run afoul of the discipline policy. So you want to make sure, so if something happens, what do you do? If it happens again and again, posting on social media, do you deactivate accounts? Those are things that you have to think about, especially in this day and age of technology. Social media postings, we see things that happen all the time, especially bullying. What happens in that case? What kind of progressive discipline do we have to worry about? So that's something that you have to consider. All you're going to do is submit one assignment per group. Okay, so that could be one person doing it. You're more than welcome to all submit it. I'm only going to make sure your names are on it. And then once you submit it, I will insert the grades in Brightspace. Okay, so you can submit it as a PDF, a Google Doc, a Word file, however you want to do it. Just make sure that I have access to it and I can see it. And as long as you do that, you'll be perfectly fine. There are some ideas in this video. If you want to watch it, just make sure to click on it and you might get some ideas of what to do. Here is the digital citizen board, discussion board, for the digital citizenship policy. So make sure use that. I'm not going to even look at it. This is for you guys. So don't worry if you say something there. I am not monitoring that. Be nice to each other, of course, because we want to be digital, citizens that are doing the things the right way. But this is a way for you guys to look at that and talk with each other. The next thing that you'll have to do, and I encourage you to look at this, the copyright and fair use lecture. I've got a little video for you guys to watch on copyright and fair use. That is something that, again, in the technological age, we like to look for things online. We use things, whether it's music, whether it's clips, anything like that. We need to know what is legal for us, because if we don't, we could get ourselves in a lot of trouble. And very rarely does it happen, but it has happened before. So you should always know what the law is to make sure you are doing the right thing. So what you're going to create, and this is that last assignment, number 14 here, you're going to create a copyright commercial. Basically, you're creating a 30 to 60 second commercial that talks about one aspect of copyright law that you want people to know you need to do it this way or else, basically. So you're basically coming up with a catchphrase, a tune, anything you want to say, hey, if you're going to use this type of media or anything in terms of copyright, you're taking care of yourself, protect yourself, that type of thing. So however you want to do it is up to you. Again, 30 to 60 seconds. You can search YouTube for 407 copyright commercial, because we've had a number posted on the internet. So that's a good thing to kind of get an idea of what to see. Decide on a platform. You can do an animated video. You can do a screencast, anything else. And there's a folder of resources below for you to look at. Create the video. Make sure you send it to YouTube. Okay. So that way you can get the link. And then submit the link to your video, whether it's in a text box or however you need to do it, so that way I can view it. And of course, make sure that you give me the permission to view it through the settings. And as long as you do that, you're all set. I'm willing to give extra credit if you're willing to try different online video creation tools that are different than just like what I'm doing. I'm doing a screencast. If you're doing something with animations, hey, if you're good at that, or if you got kids that know how to do that kind of stuff, hey, use them, utilize them, and learn how to use that stuff. And I'm willing to give a little bit of extra credit to help out on that. Make sure you go down here to look at the resources. We've got a number of different resources here to look at, some videos, some websites that are very helpful. And then the same thing with the online video creation. So these are a few of them: Animoto, Voki, Powtoon. You can use Canva. There's a lot of different things for you to use to make your commercial. But please, please, please don't wait till like Sunday night to make it, because if anything happens to the internet or something like that, I'd hate for you to lose points because it's late or you run into some technical issues. So please make sure, if you run into any problems, you're not quite sure, talk to me. I'm willing to work it out with you. I can meet with you on Zoom if I need to work those out. But I want to make sure you guys are all taken care of. Again, if you have any questions, make sure you reach out to me. We will have our class meeting next Thursday. So make sure you come in. So if you have any issues then, we can talk about it, take care of it. So that way when you leave, you're going to be all set to finish up week 3. I hope you guys are going to have a good week. I hope you enjoy your 3-day weekend, and I look forward to seeing you guys in class.